What's up, guys? It's you, and welcome to a new series that I'm bringing here to the channel called PokeBattle Saturdays, where every Saturday I'll hop on PokeBattle for like 30 minutes and ladder. But before we begin, I want to talk about what is PokeBattle, because I'm fairly certain a lot of people don't know what PokeBattle is. PokeBattle is a different take on the competitive singles metagame where each Pokemon is assigned a PokeBattle value. This PokeBattle value is usually anywhere from like 0 to 250, and so, for instance, if a Pokemon's PokeBattle value is 150, then it takes up 150 of your 1,000 allotted points. And so you can have 1,000 allotted points, and you can fit whatever team you want into those 1,000 points. So it essentially penalizes you for using stuff that's OP, and rewards you for using like underrated stuff. And keep in mind that stuff like Mega Blaziken is legal here. Like a lot of the traditional Ubers aren't legal here. But you have stuff like Deoxys Defense, which is legal here. But anyway, I moved PokeBattle for a second. That was really bad. Okay, that's not gonna happen again. I was trying to move this so I can see how long I've been recording for. So, anyways, I completely messed up what I was trying to type in the chat. But anyway, I have a team. That is the thing we need for the battling of the competitives. And so looking at this team, I understand I've cut off the EVs a little bit. My bad. I'm still trying to play around with screen regions. But this team is based around spamming priority as much as possible. So the first Pokemon I have is Assault Vest Azumarill, Max Attack, Max Speed, Adamant, Aqua Jet, Knockoff, Waterfall, and Play Rough. And then I have Mega Lucario. I have a special Mega Lucario because, in my opinion, special is a little bit better. With Nasty Plot, Aura Sphere, Vacuum Wave, and Dark Pulse. And then we have Dragonite, Banded Dragonite, Extreme Speed, Outrage, Fire Punch, and Earthquake. And then we have our Hazard Setter Shuckle, holding the Mental Herb Impish with Stealth Rock, Sticky Whip, Encore, and Toxic. And then we have Specs, Raikou, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Extra Sensory, and HP Ice. And then we have Scarf Flygon, so we're utilizing all three choice items with Outrage, Defog, Earthquake, and U-Turn. So anyway, I am on the alt Pikachu Libre because I just make tons of dumb alts, and yeah. Some of my other alts include Geoladder, Sasuke Uchiha, Dark Pikachu, and Pikachu Libre. So right now we are at 1,000, and we're going to see how many matches we can win. But we're going to hop into the first ever match PokeBattle here on the channel. Okay, my screen region wasn't too far off. That actually wasn't too bad. So, anyways, looking at this guy's team, he probably has like Bulk Up Girder, a Violite. He has either Band or Assault Vest Azumarill, maybe Lead Terrakion, and he has a Defogger, which is Latios. So, in order to win, I need to apply enough offensive pressure to Latios through Dragonite and Raikou in order to keep my rocks on the field to help me deal with Dragonite and Charizard. But he leads with Terrakion, which is fine, because I'm just going to get up my rocks as he goes for Taunt, which is fine. Because I'm just going to go back to Azumarill here, because Azumarill could probably take whatever raid he wants to go for. He ends up going for the Taunt. I'm just going to Waterfall, because Waterfall is going to mess Terrakion up, brings it down to a Sash. I'll just finish him with an Aqua Jet. If he wants to switch, that is A-okay with me. Because I still have my Stealth Rocker around at 100% health. He ends up switching to Azumarill. And because I'm max speed, I will outspeed this thing, and do I need it for anything else? He's likely Zard Y looking at his team build, because Dragonite goes physical, Azumarill goes physical, Terrakion goes physical, Girder goes physical, and I doubt he would go 5 physical attackers and 1 special. So I'm betting that's Zard Y. So Azumarill won't be quite as helpful because its Water Stab will be weakened. So I'm just going to sack it and go for a Play Rough right here as I get the attack lower, which is actually pretty helpful. Because I'm going to go into my Specs Raikou. I'm going to Volt Switch for free because he doesn't have a ground type to stop me. If he wants to go into something like Latios to take the Volt Switch, that's fine. I'm fine with him doing that. But basically, I knock out his Azumarill or do some good damage to something else because Specs Raikou is an absolute monster. And is completely undervalued, but he just sacks his Azumarill going for an Aqua Jet, and I'm going to go into my Flygon. So basically, the premise of how I made this team is I was like, okay, I want my 3 priority users. So I have Mega Lucario, Dragonite, and Azumarill. And then I was like, okay, I have a cheap Hazard Setter, and then I'll have 2 things for Momentum. Anyway, I doubt he assumes I'm Scarfed, so I'm just going to Outrage. I end up taking out Latios, which is great, as he goes into Girder. This is actually really bad. He's probably going to Ice Punch. No, he bulks up. So this is just terrible. But I'm going to go into Specs Raikou as he goes for another bulk up. I'm going to... Let's see, what do I need this thing for? I need this for Charizard Y. So I'm going to Volt Switch, because that does pretty good damage. And I'm going to go into Banded Dragonite here as he goes for Drain Punch, which is fine. I'm just going to hit him with a Banded Outrage, which will take out Girder. I understand I'm sacking one of my priority users, but I don't need it as much for this match. And wait, oh no, he is Zard X. My bad. And I unfortunately get the role of a 3-turn Outrage, meaning he'll be able to take me out with E-Speed. I'm kind of assuming he's Band Knight because I don't see like Life Orb. He could be Lum or Weakness Policy, but I'm just going to assume he's Band Knight. I'm going to go into Flygon, click Outrage, and I should win from this point. Because I can clean him with Mega Lucario because he only has Terrakion left. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I can just kind of clear out the rest of his team. Oh, he ends up leaving. My bad. I forgot to see that. So we're just going to wait for him to time out, and we're going to grab another battle here. And one thing about PokeBattle is the sim is a little bit different. It moves a lot faster. But anyway, looking at this guy's team, I'm looking at his potential megas. He maybe has Mega Garchomp, and then 2 Johto starters. He doesn't have a spinner, which means I'm just going to lead Shuckle. And, oh no, he could be Mega Ampharos. He might be Mega Ampharos. I'm going to get my rocks up, though, because it's going to help me deal with Ments. And he goes for T-Bolt, not a problem. I'm going to get my Sticky Web up now, because while Sticky Web isn't necessary, while Sticky Web is not necessary, it is very helpful. And he crits me, and I get the full Paris. That's a bit unfortunate. Anyways, he has actually put me in kind of a pickle here. Kind of a pickle. But I'm going to go into Banded Dragonite, because I know I can take whatever hit he wants to go for. Even a Stab T-Bolt, and I take him out with the Banded Outrage. And so essentially I am sacking Dragonite, because he can just go into something like Salamence or Garchomp if he's Scarf Chomp and take me out. But I don't really need Garchomp that much this match, as he just goes into Feraligatr. Feraligator's not going to appreciate a Banded Outrage, though. So he actually allows me to keep my Dragonite, but we'll see what he goes into next. Goes into Machamp. I think I'm going to go out into AV Azumarill here, because, okay, he just goes for the knockoff, which is fine. Because I'm just going to Play Rough him anyway. He only has one thing that wants to take a Play Rough, which is his Typhlosion. And Typhlosion will go down to a Waterfall or Aqua Jet, because it'll be like 75%. But I just straight up brutalized Machamp right there with the Play Rough. And he goes into Garchomp. How much do I need Azumarill? That is the question. I have Scarf Flygon, who can deal with Ments, barring Scarf. So I think I'm just going to stay in. He goes for the Iron Head as he reveals Scarf Chomp. But he's Rocky Helmet. He just naturally outspeeds me. Okay, then. But I'll make that double down right there. That's fine with me, because I can just go into Specs Raikou, and I can hit him with an HP Ice right here. He's likely unsuspecting of said HP Ice. Yeah, he just goes down. That's fine. And he goes into Typhlosion. I'm just going to go into Dragonite, and because I don't really... Okay, he goes for Earthquake. I'm just going to hit him back with a Banded Earthquake. As he subs up. Okay. Dude, what move was I legitimately going to... What move was I legitimately going to go for that would have, like, let you sub up? But anyway, we're done with that match. And we have, like, 1 second left in this one. Okay, he goes out to... He comes back, goes out to Terrakion, and switches, so that's fine. Okay, I almost lost that match. That would have been bad. Anyway, so we're done with that. And we're going to grab another match. And one thing, going back to how the sim is a little bit faster, I kind of like that because it allows me to get more matches in. And it also doesn't lag as much as Showdown does. Like, I have only lagged 1 or 2 times on PokeBattle, and that wasn't... And that, like... And that's saying something, considering how much I played recently. But anyways, looking at this guy's team. Kabalion is pretty cool. That might be Curselax. He has probably Sash Loom. He has Life Orb Greninja, likely. And either Band or Assault Vest Azumarill. But looking at his team, he has a couple things that can get rocks. He has Empoleon and Kabalion that can get rocks. And he also has a Breloom that has a Sash. So I'm anticipating him to lead with one of those 3 things. So I'm going to lead with Scarf Flygon here, because, actually no. Why would I? Yeah, I'm gonna lead Scarf Flygon in the case. Okay, he leads with Cobalion. Okay, let me just get that onto me. So the reason I didn't lead with Shuckle is because I didn't want him leading with Cobalion or Breloom and being able to put me to sleep. I'm just gonna go for a Scarfed Earthquake here, as he doesn't anticipate that. Goes for the taunt, probably anticipating me to have like some form of rock or some form of hazards, likely rocks, because I do have 2 rock users on the team in Flygon and Shuckle. But I'm just going to be able to take him out there. Here comes Azumarill, which I'm not really fearing, because this is just going to give me an opportunity to go out into Shuckle and lay down my webs as he goes for Ice Punch. I don't really care if he hits me with his Water Stab here. His only way to remove the hazards is Empoleon. I'm going to get my rocks. Actually, or should I be like super real and go into Banded Dragonite? I think I'm going to do that, predicting him to double into Empoleon to clear the hazards. Because his team doesn't necessarily appreciate webs. Wow, okay, I got predicted there. And so I'm just going to double back out to Shuckle. I'm going to sack Shuckle here. Go ahead, just knock me out, bro. Don't go out into Empoleon. Okay, he knocks me out, which is good. Now I'm going to go out into Specs Raikou, and he has nothing that wants to take a Volt Switch, so I'm just going to Volt Switch because I don't anticipate him to stay in here. He might go out into Breloom, which would be a pretty good play on his part, but I still put him in kind of a bad position by Volt Switching because he either gives up a lot of offensive momentum he has by knocking out, like he just picked up some momentum by knocking out Shuckle, but he stays in. So he might be just sacking this thing. So I'm going to go out into my own Azumarill. We'll see what he goes for. He goes for the knockoff, getting rid of my Assault Vest, but I'm just going to play rough because I can knock Azumarill out from this range. Please don't miss, play rough. Please don't miss. So, and really he doesn't have a whole lot that wants to take a play rough either. I mean, Empoleon is his best bet for taking a play rough, but by defogging, he allows me a free switch into Mega Lucario, who proceeds to absolutely run Tran through his entire team, because I've weakened Azumarill, which is basically what I needed to do. And I also need to weaken Breloom as well. So those are the things I have to do to win. I'm gonna play rough here because I outspeed because of the Sticky Web, and he goes for Bullet Seed and just straight up takes me out, which is actually fine. I'm not too worried about that because I'm just gonna go into Specs Raikou, and I'm a Volt Switch. And the reason I went into Specs Raikou is because if he wanted to pull some switch, then I can pick up momentum off of that if he maybe wants to save Breloom to Mach Punch Mega Lucario later, but he opts not to, which is fine, because I'm just going to go out into Lucario now, and I'm fairly certain I clean up the rest of his team, because if he goes out into Empoleon, I get up a free Nasty Plot, and then the destruction begins. But anyway, he goes out into Greninja. I'm just going to Mega Evolve an Aura Sphere. That will be more than enough to take out Greninja. And he goes out into Empoleon. I think I have the game won, so I'm just going to Nasty Plot as he goes for Scald. Yeah. I may actually need the extra power to break through Snorlax, but that's fine. Like, okay, Mega Lucario is just destroying people now. So I pick up another victory, which is pretty dang cool. We'll see how this team continues to fare as I continue through the ladder. It has a pretty big weakness to Fairy, because I only have one Fairy. Actually, yeah, I did need that extra power to knock out his Snorlax. But anyway, alright, take him out there. Oh, whoops, I forgot to say good game. By the way, if I ever forget to say good game, I think I said this in like a Showdown episode or something, if I ever forget to say good game, just know that I meant to and I just forgot to. Anyways, so looking at this guy's team, he has a Smash Pass team, probably looking to Smash Pass the Mega Heracross, but I'm going to lead with Raikou, because I'm not having this at all. He leads with Zangoose, which is fine. I'm just going to Volt Switch. I don't really care if he goes into Gliscor, because he gets absolutely destroyed by that hit, but I'm going to go out into Shuckle, because Shuckle really doesn't care about a Facade. That was a crit. Oh my lord. But he has one thing that clears hazards, which is Scissor. I'm going to get up some webs right here, because webs will actually really help me contain Mega Heracross. He goes down to Gliscor though. I'm going to Encore him into whatever he wants to go for. So he's just going to get Encored into Toxic, which is fine, because I'm going to go out into Mega Lucario. Gives me a free opportunity to Mega Evolve, and then I just destroy his face. You ready for this, guys? Here comes the Nasty Plot. And he goes out into Scissor. R.I.P. Scissor. Here comes Aurasphere. You can Bullet Punch if you want, but you got to defog to get rid of. You got to defog to get rid of the hazards, don't you, dude? No, he gets a crit Bullet Punch, which is kind of unfortunate. But I think I will be able to survive that. And the one bad thing about PokeBattle is that it doesn't hyperlink you to your calc, which is kind of bad. But I can probably calc on another window if I need to. So here's Delphox. I'm just going to Dark Pulse Delphox in before Sash. Wow, that did nothing. Oh my lord. So that Delphox was Assault Vest, more than likely. He goes into Mega Heracross. I'm just going to Aurasphere. Wow, okay, I forgot that's not very effective, but that's okay, because I can just, like, that's the great thing about Mega Lucario. He very rarely cleans up late game for me. His role on this team is more to just break stuff down early game to open up holes for stuff like Banded Dragonite and Assault Vest Azumarill. But I'm just going to go out into Specs-Coup here, and I'm going to hit him with a Volt Switch, because I'm fairly certain it'll knock him out. Yeah, he's at -1 special defense. I'm Specs. So right here, I'm going to go out into my Assault Vest Azumarill, and I just hit my computer, so I hope you guys didn't hear like a sound. But I'm going to go Play Rough here, because Play Rough is going to destroy this Huntail. Never mind, Huntail sets up a sub in my face. That is bad. Oh, sweet! I dropped his attack with my Play Rough, and so it got rid of his White Herb. But right here, I'm going to Waterfall, predicting him to Baton Pass, and I'll be able to break his sub anyway. Because if he Baton Passes in a Gliscor, he's going to get absolutely destroyed by this Waterfall. Yeah. So here comes this Waterfall. Oh my lord, that did so much. So I'm going to Aqua Jet here, and passing minus defense boosts, or passing defense drops in the Gliscor. The defensive Pokemon is probably not the best idea, so that is going to be a good game. We are just sweeping people with priority right now. This is actually pretty cool. We are not able to finish him with a knockoff, but we'll finish him with an Aqua Jet. So that's a good game. We're up to 1,062. We're actually climbing the ladder pretty well right now. And we're about 17.5 minutes in. We'll go to 30 probably. Just because, you know, like, there's only one PokeBattle episode a week, so I want to make it like a 30-minute episode, as I said in my update video. And there's a high-level match going on right now. This is another thing I like about PokeBattle. If you're like in the top 100 and you face another top 100 player, they will have this show up, which is pretty cool. Alright, so I'm facing Lols Over Language, who is a voice in the chat room. And, hello. I'm going to lead Shuckle here. If he leads a Drill, I'm fine with that, because Shuckle's really only here to get up rocks, but rocks aren't really going to help me that much against this team, because there's nothing really that weak to rocks. A Sticky Web in this battle would be so nice, because if I can get up webs, I can force his Drill to come in and spin, and Drill is not going to appreciate coming in and giving a free turn to a Lucario, because Lucario can absolutely destroy him. But he leads Medicham, which is cool. He's probably just going to fake out, then high jump kick. Okay, that fake out did nothing. I'm going to get up my webs, though, as high jump kick does a lot. And I'm just going to Toxic, as he misses the Zen Headbutt, and I'm going to try to get up my rocks, but no, he just takes me out with the Bullet Punch, which is fine. I'm going to then go into probably Specs Raikou, because I can Volt Switch here, but I'm going to make a play here. I'm going to double out to Assault Vest Azumarill as he goes out into Tyranitar. I was kind of predicting him to go out in a Drill, but this works too. I think I'm going to go for a Play Rough here, as that does a lot of damage. Oh my lord. So I'm just going to Waterfall here, because it's my safest play. If he wanted to switch out to something else, I could deal with that. He goes out in a Drill now, which is fine, because if he wants to spin, okay, he doesn't spin, which is fine. I was going to say, if he wants to spin, then I can beat him with a Waterfall. But anyway, so ignore this video that I'm bringing up. I'm just doing it to get up a calc, because I need to get up a calc of Mega Lucario. Mega Lucario versus Excadrill. This is timid. 252 special attack. I have vacuum wave. And how much is that going to do? Vacuum wave is not even going to do close to knocking out drill, which is kind of disappointing, to be honest. Because he's going to get rid of webs, which makes Mega Metacham a lot harder to deal with. But I'm just going to U-turn here as he Iron Heads, and I flinch. Ouch. So he's going to be able to knock me out with the Iron Head. I'm basically trying to stall out Sandstorm turns here. It's a little unfortunate that I didn't preserve Azumarill better. Wow, that was a terrible voice crack. Oh my lord, did you guys hear that? Anyways, I should have Aqua Jetted back here. That would have helped a lot. But I think... okay, let me just analyze what I need to keep here in order to win the game. Dragonite is going to be nice because it helps me deal with Mega Metacham better. It can E-Speed Manaphy. It can E-Speed Sylveon. Mega Lucario is pretty helpful because it can Dark Pulse Mew. It does a lot of damage to Manaphy with Aura Sphere. And it doesn't really do much versus Sylveon, but Sylveon hits it neutrally. And then it outspeeds Mega Metacham. Specs Raikou outspeeds the rest of his team, barring this. Will help a lot with Manaphy, and kind of helps with Sylveon. Let's see. I think I'm going to go out in a Specs-Coup here, and sack Specs-Coup. I'm actually going to go for an HP Ice here as he just straight up takes me out. And the sand is not going away! This is not good. I'm actually going to come out here in E-Speed and then clutch the game with Mega Lucario. Are you guys ready for this? No, actually I probably won't clutch the game, but he goes for Iron Head, which is fine. The sand is gone, thank God. Okay, he misses Rock Slide, which is actually good for me, because it kind of allows me to crawl slowly but surely back into this game. Because the rest of his team is going to be slow, meaning Lucario can have a field day, because it's not going to be hurt as much by just straight up switching in. I do great damage with E-Speed. And I'm going to go in here. I'm actually going to calc Sylveon versus Mega Lucario. My bad. And we have... he used Echoed Voice. Echoed. How would I go about spelling that? Am I spelling it wrong? ECHOED. Why isn't that showing up? Okay, so apparently it just doesn't seem relevant. It's gonna get stronger than it was last time, but it hits me neutrally. I'm going to Nasty Plot right here because it's really my only chance if I want. Wow. Okay, that was Specs. Holy moly. Pikachu 173. Hello. So I'm going to grab one more match. We're at 23 minutes. We're doing pretty well. I hope you guys are enjoying this PokeBattle Saturdays session, because I know I am. But anyway, we found a battle here. It's versus a guy using Bisharp, Slowbro, Noivern, Furfrou, Slurpluff, and Toxicroak. So I think how I'm going to win this game is I need to weaken Toxicroak, I need to weaken Slowbro, and I need to weaken Slurpluff, and then I need to... Oh, and Noivern also probably needs to be gone. And then I can lure in his Furfrou with my Mega Lucario while I Mega Evolve a Nasty Plot. So I'm just going to lead with this thing, my Shuckle, and I'm going to get up my Rocks, because Rocks will help me deal with Noivern, which is honestly one of the most threatening things on his team. I'm not going to get up a Sticky Web because my team suffers versus Bisharp already, and he's just going to continue to Scald as I get off a Toxic. I'm going to Stealth Rock again, just because he's going to take me out with this Scald, which is fine. You know, it's okay. And now I'm going to go out in a Specs-Coup because he has nothing that wants to take a Volt Switch, but he doesn't know this is Specs yet, so he may stay in. Although, frankly, it'd be ill-advised. We might see Bisharp come out here. Goes out into Furfrou, which is fine. And I'm sorry for calcing all this stuff, but what am I gonna do versus a Noivern? Vacuum Wave isn't gonna do that much. Okay, that's fine. Whoops. Ignore that. Anyway, so I'm going to go out into Mega Lucario here, and I'm going to get my Mega off, because this will actually help me later in the match, and I'm going to Aura Sphere, and this is going to absolutely destroy Furfrou. And this kind of forces him into either Noivern, Toxicroak, or Slowbro. If he goes, okay, he goes into Slowbro. I don't know what he's going to do here. I'm kind of tempted to Nasty Plot and then Dark Pulse, because he's already poisoned. But I'm not going to be able to break past Noivern or Toxicroak. That is the only thing stopping me from doing said thing. So I think I'm going to go out into Azumarill. Hopefully he doesn't Scald. He Fire Blasts. Okay. He gets the Fire Blast burn, which is just garbage. Like, that's actually really disappointing. I'm going to hit him with a knockoff and get rid of his Soul Vest. But, and I'm just going to sack Azumarill here. I didn't really want to sack Azumarill. When I came in on the Fire Blast, I was like, sweet, I'm not going to get burned, and then I got burned, so, you know, it happens, though. He goes down to Bisharp, and I'm just going to Play Rough, because I doubt he's an SD set. Oh, he is an SD set, never mind. Never mind, I'm going to Aqua Jet, though, as he goes for Sucker Punch, which is fine. Because I can go out into Choice Band of Dragonite, and Choice Band of Dragonite can click E-Speed, avoid the Sucker Punch. No, he goes for Iron Head. Alright, this man making plays. Anyway, we're going to hit him with the Banded E-Speed. If he wants to go out in a Noivern, be my guest. Noivern's about to get bodied. Goes into Slowbro, presumably to Ice Beam. And in before I get frozen. Okay, sweet. I'm not frozen, so I'm just going to Volt Switch here. If you want to sack Slowbro, you don't have your Assault Vest, you know, be my guest. He is going to go out into Slurplef, though. Which is, okay, he's red card. Meaning he is unburdened right now. I'm going to go for Aura Sphere. If he has Flamethrower, that's fine. Yeah, there's Flamethrower, because I'm able to take him out. So now I basically get one last hit on something. If he wants to Sucker Punch, this is okay. I understand he 4 times resists my stab, but he goes for Vacuum Wave as well, revealing his special Toxicroak. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and Flygon, though. And I'm going to U-turn, because I doubt he wants to stay in here versus me, because I can just take him out with one Earthquake. And I think he's going to go out into Slowbro as a pivot. As trying to pivot switch. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I hit him with a U-turn, which actually does a good amount of damage. Then I can go back into Raikou and hit him with a Volt Switch, which forces him to take damage on something. And will get me some Switch initiative. If he decides to sack his Slowbro, I'm going to go into Dragonite and click E-Speed and do lots of damage. And then clean up the game with Scarf Outrage from Flygon. Man, I wish Salamence fit on this team. Salamence would actually go pretty well on this team. I would lose Defog support from Flygon, but Flygon's Defog support isn't always needed when you're just playing like offense with priority. Although it's helpful to preserve Dragonite's multi-scale. But anyway, you guys don't want to hear me dawdle on about that. And anyway, so he has some time to make his move. Hopefully he doesn't take all of it. Honestly, if I were him right now, I would sack... Well, of course, he doesn't know I'm Scarf Flygon. He's probably thinking, if he's Scarf Flygon, I lose. Because he can just alternate between like U-turn Volt Switch until he wears down everything else and then sweep with Scarf Flygon. But, honestly, if I were him right now, Slowbro is going to get worn down pretty fast by Toxic and Hazards. I would just sack Slowbro and force me into something. And then go from there. If I went out in Dragonite, go out in Noivern, because that would also force me to sack. So, but anyway, we'll see what he ends up going out into. Hopefully he chooses his move relatively soon. You know, this is kind of an interesting team that he had. I get that Bisharp is great, but like you can make great teams with Bisharp on it without having like Slurpluff and Furfrou. Like this is an example right here. I'm just going to go into Team Builder real quick. I'm going to go back. And this is like my most successful team I've ever made on PokeBattle. And this is a pretty stacked team looking at this lineup. Like you could have Mawile, Mega Mawile, Deoxys, Salamence, Bisharp, Alakazam, and Starmie and fit in 1,000. Like it's not actually that hard to make super balanced teams. Given it is harder from the beta to make teams from what I've heard. Just because in the beta... PokeBattle values were a lot looser than they were, from what I've heard on the forums. I wasn't actually here for the beta, but anyways, this guy is 30 seconds. Question mark. Hit him up with the question mark, though. Hopefully. Come on, dude. Please. Please. Please move. He may have just gone AFK, or he's just kind of forfeiting. I'm not quite sure. But this will be the last battle for today's episode. Hopefully he moves, and we're not just stuck here waiting. And alrighty, so it looks like he's just gonna lose. He's gonna time out. So Pikachu Libre was given the timer win. We're up to 1,060, which isn't that great, but you know, you don't gain that many points per victory on PokeBattle. So, you know, I'll take what I can get. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please make sure to leave a like, as it really does help show support for the stuff that I'm doing here on the channel. Additionally, make sure to answer today's comment question of the video, which is, what do you guys think of PokeBattle? I just misspelled so bad. Which is, what do you guys think of PokeBattle? Are you guys excited to see me do more episodes in the future? And with that, I urge you guys to subscribe if you guys are enjoying the constant content. And with that, I'll catch you on the flip-flop.